Hello, today I'm reviewing the bow blouse by Tilly and the Buttons, which came in Simply Sewing magazine. It actually came over 2 issues, so you got the pattern pieces in the first issue along with the first part of the instructions, and then the following issue had the second half of the instructions. So for this make I made a size 4 and I didn't make any other adjustments to it. The fabric I chose to use for this project is a lovely purple crepe from Fabricland. I'm assuming it's a polyester or a polyester blend, but I did get it a couple of years ago, so I can't completely remember. The pattern suggests to use this type of fabric or, a crepe to sheen or something that drapes really well. So this is actually quite a thick crepe fabric, but it still drapes nicely. In terms of difficulty, I found this pattern to be quite challenging personally. Firstly, because of the fabric, it's quite slippery. I did end up looking at the Tilly and the Buttons website at how to manage slippery fabric, so I followed their guidance by spraying it with starch spray to make it a bit stiffer, and I pinned it all before I cut it out just to make sure it didn't move at all. But I'm really glad I spent extra time on the cutting stage, as I think it helped with the construction later on. Other difficulties with this pattern was the construction of the collar and bow. It is fairly simple, but I'd never attached a collar to an item before. I'm really happy with it, but I did get a bit confused. I actually started this pattern about 15 months ago, and then I got confused at the collar stage. I'm not sure if it was just I couldn't understand the instructions very well at the time, but anyway, I picked it back up again a couple of weeks ago and it just suddenly seemed a lot clearer, and I managed to get past that mental block. So I don't know, it's probably just me, or sometimes when you read instructions and it doesn't make sense for ages, or you speak to someone else and then it makes more sense. I'm not really sure, but I did find that aspect challenging, just a bit attaching it to the bodice piece. With regards to clarity, most of the instructions were really clear, as with all Tilly and the Buttons patterns. It does feel like someone's holding your hand as you go through the process, although like I say, I obviously just got to a mental block with adding the collar. I also struggled a bit with inserting the sleeves, but I'm not sure if, because I cut out the pattern pieces about 15 months ago and got to the inserting the sleeves last week, I'm not sure if it's just that I didn't add all of the notches onto the pattern pieces, because I got quite confused because they've got these lovely gathers at the top of the sleeves, and I'm not sure if I just didn't add enough markings or something went a bit wrong with how I traced the markings from the pattern onto the fabric. But anyway, I got past that as well, and I think it looks fine now. With the fit, it is designed as a loose-fitting blouse, which again, I've said before, I quite like loose-fitting clothing, so it's perfect for my style. I really like the design of this blouse, which is what drew me to making this particular bow blouse compared to other patterns I've seen or I've acquired in my stash. I really like the bow detail at the front. The neckline's really nice as well. You get a lot of V-shaped necklines on patterns for bow blouses, but I really like this gentle curve that you get with this one. The pleats at the front, there are a couple on each side at the front. And there's also quite a nice box pleat at the back as well. I do like this section at the top. The bit of gathering at the sleeves as well is also really nice, and it's a half sleeve, so it kind of cuts off by your elbow. And again, I'm not a big fan of long sleeves, so this is pretty much as low as my sleeves tend to go. The hem's a lovely detail as well, so you can see there's side splits as well, and the front hem is shorter than the back hem. It's very difficult to work out how much time I spent on this project, because I did start it about 15 months ago and finished it recently. It did take me quite a long time, so I would say it's not a quick make, is all I can really say on that. Overall, I'm really happy with this make, and I'm really surprised because I want to make another one. Even though it does take a lot of time and there are some bits where you need to be really accurate, I'm actually really happy with the design at the end and the finish. All of the seams are French seams, which I've never done before, but I think it's going to make the garment last a lot longer. Thanks for watching.